contestants can do today. And we already have our first contestant by the name of WintergreenSM64. Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Hi, I'm Winter. You just saw me doing the Lost Lunatic Trials blind race. Typically I play other Kaizo hacks. Most notably, I've been playing King Boo's Revenge X lately. But I also have significant progress in Treasure World, and I've done a little bit in other hacks as well.
Well, that is indeed a rich field of knowledge. Hopefully it's enough to win the million fake dollars today.
I don't play just Kaizo hacks, I should mention that.
Yep, that's always a very good thing, especially on an event like this. Could you mention what you would do if you win those million fake dollars? If you have any plans at this.
If I would win $1 million fake dollars, I'm not sure. I don't invest in crypto, but maybe I'd give it a try. Who knows? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Crypto is bad for the environment.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good
did
goal.
I bump my microphone? I apologize.
Mic bumping. It might also be me. I'm really sorry if that's the case. I will try not to move around too much, though I am getting interrupted a little bit. I hope that doesn't happen again. Anyway, before starting, I would ask you to please close chat or not look at chat, because I think this time we will just not regulate the chat with emote only. That's kind of a moot point. But yes, I will be able to tell you what the chat thinks via Ask the Audience lifeline. Besides that, please let's play fair and not look at the chat for this one.
Yeah, I just closed my chat.
Alright, thank you very much. With that being said, are you ready to rumble?
I'm sure, I'll rumble.
Also, sorry, here I just had to make extra sure that I have opened the correct ROM, because I probably didn't. But that's also, I'm gonna blame it a little bit on Pyro, but we don't have time for that. So let's just get going with the questions. Well, Winter, your game is about to start right now.
Okay.
Are you watching my stream, by the way? Usually we have done this
I'm not.
via Discord, but
probably should be.
I'm gonna stream it via Discord.
Okay.
Because usually the streams have been watched in, let's say, via another medium. So this didn't come into play for most of them, but in any case, yes, if you do see
the stream right now. Screen now.
Alright, first question. How many stars are normally available to obtain in a single SM64 main course? Are there none in there? 1 star? 7 stars? Or it is personalized?
Well, it depends on the hack. It can be personalized, but typically you're going to see 7 stars per main course.
Alright, final answer.
That will be final.
With a bomb. And that is true indeed. In a main course,
nice
it's typical
bomb.
to put 7 stars, especially if it's the vanilla Mario 64.
Yes.
Next question for $200. Which of these bosses does not appear in the original Super Mario 64? Is it King Bob-omb, Irock, Bowser, or Wario?
Let me think about this, because I've heard that Wario can appear if your copy is excessively personalized, but I think it's Wario. I don't remember seeing that when I played Mario 64.
Yep, that sounds about right. If your copy is excessively personalized, true, because that's not even Luigi, just imagine. But I'm not one who is getting my character just from the Dark Alley, guys. You know. In any case,
unfortunate.
We will allow you to continue to the next question over here. Which of these objects can only be found in ROM hacks, but not the original Mario 64? Is it a yellow coin, purple exclamation switch, green switchboard, or red flame?
I think it's the green switchboard, right? Because that comes from the more objects patch.
That seems like
so
solid
that's
logic.
Gonna be my answer.
Let's go with that answer and see that it is correct.
Good.
Green switchboard is one of the more objects patches objects by Kaze. The rest are, well, self-explanatory.
They're just vanilla.
Just vanilla. For $500. What console was Super Mario 64 originally released for? Is it the Sega Genesis? Was it a VR headset? The PC computer? Or Nintendo 64?
Well, I mean, technically, I've never seen it for Genesis, and I'd imagine you could play it on either of the middle two now, but if we're talking strictly originally, then I would have to go with Nintendo 64 as my answer.
Alright, let's check this out. Indeed, Super Mario 64 was made for the Nintendo 64. You would think that it's kind of in the name after all. And yes, that other answer does say PC computer. Thanks for pointing out, chat. For $1,000 and the first safe sum of the game, which of these acts will grant Mario with additional HP? Acts in the meaning of actions and not star select. Anyway, is it stomping on the Thwomp, staying still in front of a Snuffit, spinning a heart, or falling in a pit?
I'm taking Stomping on the Thwomp as the mission from TikTok Clock, which, I mean, if you get that star and it puts you out of the level, it would heal you, technically speaking. But if we're just going to go with the proper answer, it's spinning a heart. That would give you extra hit points.
Absolutely. And this gives you $1,000 fake dollars out of the box.
1,000.
Gotta say, all of those, in a way, you could twist them to say, okay, Mario is going to die now, or something is going to happen, and he gets booted out of the level, then he gets his HP back because he loses a life. But that's a little bit too technical.
Because we all know Thwomp collision is perfect and flawless.
And there's no way to fall off a Thwomp. Absolutely. Alright then. Moving on to the next set of questions. For $2,000, let's see, which of these levels uses a grass texture? Is it Whomp's Fortress, Jolly Roger Bay, Rainbow Ride, or Secret Aquarium?
Well, two of those levels have water in them, and one of them is in the sky, so I would have to say it's Whomp's Fortress that has grass.
Alright, is this your final answer for this question?
Yes. I'm certainly confident in this answer.
Alright then, walking in Whomp's Fortress. And there's not much else to say, as you did properly analyze those answers. It is indeed Whomp's Fortress that has some grass at the bottom of the level. So,
hey, Whomp's
Pyro.
Water too. Don't forget it.
That's very cool, Pyro, but you were late to appear for your thingy, so unfortunately, you will have to wait. And you're not called in for Wi-Fi, so please mute yourself.
You left the call, it doesn't matter.
Yep, thank you very much, Pyro. In any case, if you want to touch grass and you don't know how to do it from the comfort of your home while watching SRM, this is the answer. You can go to Whomp's Fortress. I thought touching grass was the euphemism for anal ingestion of marijuana. No, thank you. Nope, that's not what it means. We mean literally touching grass. In any case, for $4,000, question number 7. Which of these tracks is heard in the most levels throughout SM64? That is the vanilla, not Aero Hack. Big Boo's Hunt, Bob on Battlefield, Slider, or Dire Dire Dogs?
If I had to actually count, then I think Bob on Battlefield has 1, 2, 3, 4 courses where it plays normally.
Yep, in any case, you can also list the courses if you're confident in that.
Yeah, so I would go with Bob on Battlefield plays the most often in vanilla Mario 64 as my answer.
That would be your answer, huh?
Wait,
right, then.
Wait, no, hold on.
I will take it this is not your final answer? Is that correct?
No, not yet.
Alright.
Because I have to think. Because I have to think cap courses. After the cap runs out, then you have a music track that plays after those. So I think it's the Slider theme, actually. I think I'm gonna take Slider theme as my answer.
Alright. Is this the final answer this time?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that was a bit hairy. Hopefully, changing your mind didn't screw you over. Indeed, the question says, which of these tracks is heard in the most levels? It doesn't mention main or side levels, it just says levels. And you did point out that when caps run out, some track plays after them usually, not the same as the cap tracks. Bob on Battlefield does indeed play in 4 levels. But what of the side courses?
The Slider plays in 5.
Well, I don't remember the exact number right now. But Slider does play in those cap courses if the cap runs out. At least Win Cap and Vanish Cap. And it does play in a couple more levels throughout the game, in the slides as well as TikTok Clock and Rainbow Ride, which makes this the correct answer. Congratulations.
I'm glad I
You
second guessed myself on that one.
absolutely, you really dodged a bullet there. So this is why it's important to read the questions and the answers. Usually they wouldn't be wrong, so yep,
Yeah.
do try to roll on them. For $8,000. What restaurant franchise hat did Koopa in Insel Island's Course 1 from Princess Peach Sexhack wear? I was trying to say this quickly because we might get banned from Twitch, but that is Wrong Hack War. This Wrong Hack does exist, and this is all based on true facts.
It's safe for work, trust us.
You can absolutely play it. With that being said, what hat does the Koopa wear? Is it a hat of McDonald's, Subway, KFC, or Burger King?
I actually do know this off the top of my head. It's Subway.
Oh god
Because
damn it,
Comet
that's-
had it as his Discord profile image for the longest time. So I'm confident in saying it's Subway.
Alright, Subway. Walking in?
Set it in.
Alright. That does seem like pretty good logic in this case. It's one of those cases where I don't have much else to say other than correct answer. Alright, before continuing, I see from the chat that apparently there's constant buffering or something. Is there anything I could do about that? I don't know if we
I
can
don't
hear
see
me.
buffering from you. I really don't.
Yes, for the
So-
record, I do stream at like 2500 bitrate, which should be manageable for my...
That's very high.
Wait until you hear about the person who tried to stream with 5000. But yeah, all the buffering is just you. Okay, glad to hear. And does Bulgaria have KFC? Yes, I think, but only around the big cities, of course. Or the big
That would
roads,
make sense.
So yeah. Alright. 9th question for $16,000. Let's see how you deal with this one. The challenge presented by which objects did Arthur Tilly nerf all across the ROM in the update version 1.0.1 of Gravity Swap 64? Is it the challenge presented by Blue Coin Box, by doors, cork boxes, or flamethrowers?
Ooh. This is the first one I don't actually know off the top of my head. I never really got very far into Gravity Swap, and I'm not sure I downloaded any of the updates.
Well, that's a pickle. In this case, you can only rely on some common sense or our
Yeah.
nifty lifelines. You decide. What does your head tell you right now? Just from the
Because I'd
from
imagine
what you
you
see in the
could.
question.
I'd imagine you could bound blue coin blocks from the sides and it'd still work. There's not much you can do about cork boxes, mostly because they're just cubes. They have collision on all sides. In flamethrowers, I'd imagine there's not much you could do with those. You could just rotate them however you like, and there's not much I guess you could fix about it. Doors seems like the most sensible solution here, because I recall there being an update at some point that changed Mario's hitbox in certain orientations where he could fit through door holes or doorways, regardless of like orientation. So my intuition is telling me it's doors, but just for my sake, I'm going to opt to use a lifeline, and I'm going to have you pick the 50-50 lifeline for me.
Alright, we did listen to a lot of logic over here, but just in case, let's invoke the lifeline 50-50, and hopefully it doesn't screw up too much, because it's notorious with its RNG. I do have to use the disclaimer here, 50-50 is not set manually throughout these ROMs. Whatever it decides to do is out of my control once I press the button.
Oh boy.
With that being said, and that just for the lifeline, nothing to do with the specific question itself, let us use 50-50 and remove 2 wrong answers right now. We are left with blue coin box and doors.
Okay, so
What does that tell you?
that helps me settle into my answer. I'm going to go with doors.
Alright.
It feels like a more obvious thing to, I guess, fix.
Fair enough.
So
does that
doors,
make your
final
answer? Alright.
Yes.
Final answer, doors. I have to say, at this point, you're doing my job of the host. I don't have much to explain because the logic used throughout this question is actually impeccable. The correct answer is indeed doors for the reasons you listed for
Oh
all
my
the objects.
gosh.
I could even go as far as to say that the wrong answers were pulled randomly out of my ass. I just tried to make something which is remotely justifiable, and I think you dealt
Okay.
with the logic for those pretty well. So, good
Yeah.
job. And that
Cool.
leads you to our 10th question for the second safety net of $32,000. Which of these hackers submitted to the latest Scuttlebutt Razer hacking competition, which had the team of Caps? Would that be the Cozies, Cheesepin, Axolion, or Cowquack?
Oh no. I don't keep up to date with the hacking comps, so this is just completely out of my mind. Oh.
Well, does any of those names actually ring a bell in your head? Is it any
Yeah.
remotely doable like the previous question? Or would you have to resort to another lifeline?
I'd probably have to resort to another lifeline. The names are familiar to me, but recently I left the Jam server because I just was not saying anything in there. Sorry.
Well, I
So
didn't know this information, but it's really interesting how this ended up being.
I'll ask the audience on this one. I'll see what the audience knows.
Alright, time for the lifeline of Ask the Audience. Dear friends, Wintergreen needs your help towards the $32,000, which is the next step towards getting the Grand Million. I will do Mill Start in the chat, and afterwards, type the correct answer according to you to this question with vote A, B, C, or D. Are you ready, everyone? It is time to see if the bot is even in the chat. It probably is, but let's see right now. Okay, I think that's a fail. Yes, it disconnected. Time to run it again.
Oh boy.
Millionaire bot walk. Now, we've had the same problem before for quite a while actually, and unfortunately it doesn't seem that Agwap managed to fix it properly. Alright, once more. That was just a test. Okay, now I will launch the command. Yep, by the way, the only upgrade that the bot gave was that the bot is not going to say I am here forehead anymore. That's the only upgrade that we managed to get on time for this.
Your forehead.
Even then though, it seems to be here, so the votes are pouring. Yep, the chat is thinking, or even acting on it. Let's see what the answers showcase for this one. In a little bit when the Wi-Fi ticker is over. Alright, the results are in, and kind of surprisingly for a question number 10, we've got quite a lot of votes, and they all seem to be over here. 12 votes for answer D, and that's 100% from the audience for this one.
Alright, so I guess the audience doesn't lie, question mark. I'll take that as my answer.
Alright, are you going to take this as your final answer?
Yeah. I've got no leads on this, so I'm gonna have to trust the audience on this.
Alright, so here's what. Muimania says in the chat, you're all wrong. I didn't witness whether he voted and what he voted for. It would be really funny if he was part of the voters. There has been a case where the audience has been completely wrong. They actually failed Kaze on the $1 million question he got, with another complete unanimous vote. That not to stress you too much, I'm just listing the facts. Now about those wrong hackers. Yep, they are pretty popular with hacking work in the decon field, in the Mario Jams wrong hacks, sometimes in the Scuttlebutt Razer competitions, some of them. Now, what this hacker who submitted to a competition with a team of Caps did was... I don't even remember if they remotely used Caps somewhere in their own hack. I think it just turned into a meme submission. They posted about it in the public SM64 wrong hack server as well, so it wasn't only Mario Jams or anything like that. After all, the Scuttlebutt competition is hosted there. And they trolled pretty hard with that submission. The wrong hack submitted was called Super Mario Galaxy 2, and it was made by Cowquack. Indeed, the audience knew what's going on.
Holy shit!
That was a sticker star
Oh,
question,
man.
CB. I'm sorry, but everyone voted Splatoon. That's the easiest bait in the world. That's what it was about. Splatoon 2, actually,
Oh,
mind
that's
you.
so scuffed.
Yep. In any case,
Ugh.
a very high quality shitpost, which I recommend you check somehow, but like secondhand or something like that, because if you play it yourself, I am not responsible for the effects. In any
Take the
case,
acid first.
the audience put us through the 10th question, so we're going in the high league with question number 11
Oh
for
boy.
64,000 fake dollars. And your question is, which of these SM64 speedrunners is mentioned in the Mario quiz in the Taratak rebooted Aquatic Pit? Let me disappoint you real quick, this will not be about Luke's award. Instead,
Ah.
is it about Ouija, Puncation, Liam, or simply?
Hmm.
Which of these was even mentioned in the quiz?
I have to think about the time period in which Czar was released. Because I don't think because Ouija is not like a 120 runner, because that's what the question was about. I remember it being about who had like the 120 star record.
It seems like you have quite some leads on this question, as opposed to Katze, who is saying imagine reading text. Kind of funny, the questions are on text, so... Yep.
So it's not Ouija because he's not a 120 runner. I don't think Liam or Simply were like in the top 10 at the time, or they didn't have record when the hack was released. Punkation feels like the most correct answer to me. Just because he has had record before. I don't know if I'm not sure that he had record when the hack was released, but something that's that's what I'm that's what my gut is telling me that is the correct answer is Punkation. So I'm gonna lock that in as my answer and hope that I don't embarrass myself.
Alright, risky place over here, even with one Wi-Fi remaining. I'm considering this the final answer. And your
Yes.
gut feeling was telling you to think a little bit about the
Fake.
question itself from the original Mario quiz, not
Yeah.
the question over here. It was indeed about achieving a certain threshold of time within 120 star, so very good logic about Ouija. It was also good to think of the period in which the Star Attack Rebooted was released. And with that being said, you are very much correct about the
Nice,
speedrunner
nice,
mentioned in the
nice.
quiz.
All right.
Another question down on the way to the million. Onward we go for $125,000. In this one, which of the Super Mario Odyssey 64 kingdoms does not allow you to capture the enemy listed? Can you not capture Dory in Cap Kingdom? Can you not capture Chain Chomp in Cascade Kingdom? Can you not capture Bullet Bill in Sand Kingdom? Or Uproots in the Wooded Kingdom?
I never played Odyssey, but I don't think there was a Dory in the Cap Kingdom at all. I know, because I know there's Chain Chomps and Cascade, and I know you can, or I'm thinking about the actual Super Mario Odyssey. But I'm pretty sure you can capture Chain Chomps if they're in Cascade Kingdom, which I'm pretty sure there are. So I'm not entirely sure there's a Dory in Cap Kingdom, so I'm gonna claim that as my answer, just on the grounds that I'm not sure Dory features in the Cap Kingdom, despite having never played this hack ever. So Cap Kingdom, Dory, final answer.
Alright, this will be the final answer for this question. Man, time-wise you're breezing, and I'm kind of scared of what is about to happen. I do have to say, yep, I think even the chat picked up the logic of this question as far as Super Mario Odyssey is concerned, because Kaze, I've noticed in his own hacks based on other games, tends to stay faithful. Is this also the case for Super Mario Odyssey 64? What did he add or change or not insert in the game? I do have to say there is a Dory indeed in the Super Mario Odyssey 64. I haven't played the actual Odyssey, so I cannot tell if it's in the same place in the actual game. That Dory was to be captured in a side area of the Sand Kingdom, but not the Cap Kingdom.
Okay.
So you've answered correctly yet again.
Because I know there's Dories in the original I think it's either Seaside or Lake Kingdom. No, it's in Seaside because that's the cap shop or whatever.
Yep. Again, I
Okay.
guess Kaz's accuracy could not reach like 100%. His crime here is that he didn't remake the whole game, basically. I would say. Shame,
Okay.
but Odyssey 64 is still pretty worth playing if you ask me. For the next question, quarter of a million. Which of these objects cannot be seen in the sky, or the background if you will, of Ouija and the Forest Ruins Rebooted's Isle of Nostalgia? Is that a coin, fire flower, super mushroom, or exclamation mark block?
Hmm. It's been a really long time since I've played this hack. Uh, I have to really think about this one.
That's fair. It is a high tier
Is
question.
it a? Mm, I feel like there definitely would be a fire flower or a super mushroom. It's just.
What do you think
My
they would
mind, it's
look like?
uh.
Though that
That
might
I
be a
can't.
stupid
That I
question.
couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you if they're like pics. I couldn't tell you what they look like. It's just a matter of if they're there in my brain. Uh.
Fair enough.
Oof. Violet nostalgia. Hmm. I want to say coin, but I'd I'm 50-50 between coin and exclamation mark block. Um, but I don't think that there's a coin sprite. I'm damn it, I really don't know.
Is that all of the
It has
details
been
of
a
your logic?
um
Do you have played so far?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think because I know it's based kind of on like the original Super Mario Brothers, or that's where it's getting its like design inspiration or what have you. Um, an exclamation mark block seems a little more like suited because I know there's exclamation mark blocks that show up if I may relate another game like in the Flip Switch Galaxy in Galaxy 1 there were uh question or exclamation blocks that would appear in like the skybox but not coins. um I'm gonna take I so I'm just gonna say screw it, I'll take coin, final answer.
Alright.
If I lose it I lose it because I've made it this deep already.
Very fair. And in this one, let's face it, we like the fake the worst, but I think everyone likes seeing the later questions and just all the questions in general.
Yeah.
We don't distribute real money with this millionaire, which is probably a good thing for me, because otherwise, yeah, scandals and
Do you
everything.
have $1 million, Mushi?
No, I don't, sadly. If I had them, I probably wouldn't be running this show. Not with those
Yeah.
money, at least.
Maybe
Yep.
not. Maybe not.
So,
Okay.
with that being said, is this one coin that will lead you towards the million coins at the end? So, Fireflower and Super
Mm-hmm.
Mushroom. Good logic that they would be used. They're kind of classical power-ups, and indeed they could be put in pixel art because that's kind of what they originate from. Out of nostalgia is really a strong hint that we're looking towards this pixelated era in the first Mario games. Then we have coin and exclamation mark box. Well, coins also exist in Super Mario Bros. In general, so there would be a sprite for them, even pixelated. So exclamation mark box. I am not sure which game they exist in because I haven't actually played the original 2D Marios too much. I just know
Bro.
that they do exist in a 2D form in some Mario game. However, what was chosen for Luigi and the Forest Ruins Rebooted between the two was a coin, unfortunately, which makes this the wrong
Ah,
answer. So this is a little
damn.
bit of a dick and trick question because there is a block,
Yeah.
but it is a question mark block as opposed to an
Oh,
exclamation mark.
that's sneaky. I like that. I mess with that because that makes you think about it.
hmm
I did because I really didn't. I didn't have that sort of like, oh, they're not exclamation blocks, they're question blocks. So
hmm
I really wasn't thinking about that.
Yep.
in all fairness.
It is a sneaky, but again, it is not a typo by
Yeah.
any means. So that was a really great game. GG, thank you very much.
Cool.
Also that
Alright.
you liked the game over here. This will mark the end of your game though.
I am dead.
Indeed, a pretty high scoring game with the second safety zone from $32,000.
Nice. I'll take that, honestly. For my first marathon, for my first millionaire appearance, I will take that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a pretty high scoring
Okay.
threat. Alright. That being said, yep, I see that we have Pyro in another channel waiting. I should probably drag him over here. Let's see what he has to
Yeah.
say.
Yo.
Yo, Pyro, welcome.
Pyro, do you have anything to say for yourself?
I have plenty of things. I started the list.
I don't
have
care.
regrets. Alright.
Alright, that's very good, Pyro. I hope you prepared because now you will be forced to do something on the spot if you didn't have anything in mind. Anyway, I mean, yep, Project 64 closing itself, that's what I mean.
Alright. Oop. Awesome.
I don't know if this should be blamed on Jabo. I think it also happens with Guiden. I'm just not going to question this emulator. Everyone, if you want to play your own hacks, doesn't matter if it's Millionaire or anything regular, just download Parallel Launcher. Make your life easy.
It's indeed pretty easy.
I'm indeed saying this as a Project 64 user, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm
know what I mean.
infamously in the 1.6 gang, but... Well, at least in some circles. But... The nerd circle, but... That doesn't matter, because it is indeed good.
Alright.
I rate highly.
Should I take this as your introduction? Do you want to add something more polished to this introduction? Nerd Circle?
I am...
Pro
No,
hacking?
I can say that I'm the creator of Star Road Retooled, and I've done a couple other mini hacks, some memes, some not. But yeah, I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely
So
ready.
you are a prominent ROM hacker. Yep, we have modern ROM hacker Pyro J here to snatch $2 million fake dollars, if he can manage. Hopefully there's many questions about Star Road 32 and hacking. Or maybe not.
Yes,
Yep,
I know everything.
alright. You do everything, you must be prepared. So let us go. For the first question, $100.
So you gotta stream it.
Oh, yeah, of course, that's the downside of Project 64 dying, thank you very much. It ain't a millionaire event without technical difficulties, even when everything should be fine. Oh, Scuttlebutt Razor is saying I'm going to remake Star Road Retooled based? Question mark? Hopefully not. Alright, can you see the stream now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Alright, with that being said, first question. Which of the following mechanics are you least likely to see in a hack from the times of Super Mario 74?
Oh,
Least
least
likely to
likely. I thought it was a little
Least
bit hard for
likely.
a first question.
No, hold on.
Nah, definitely decomp coding.
Yep, oh, not even reading the answers. Yep. So we are more likely to see red coins around the level, no fixed warps, and static mixed rabbit, but we cannot see decomp coding from hacks like Super Mario
I
74.
would like to say that Missing Stars did indeed use C code, but it's not decomp.
Well, good to know. Yep, Missing Stars was indeed a pioneer, but then 74 and onward came along, and there was only the initial hacking tools, and not really the widespread knowledge of how to code like that. Like a child would
Classic
probably.
hex editing to make your levels of Missing Stars.
For the second question, what could be said with most certainty about the ROM hack Super Mario Star? That's not Super Mario Star Road. It is considered one of the best ROM hacks. The creator is popular on YouTube, or it is known for using custom objects.
Alright, well, said with most certainty, I'm pretty sure that that's not Super Mario Star Road. It's like at least 3/4 of it, but that's not close enough.
Yep, sounds like it. And as the prominent Super Mario Star Road Retooled creator, I would hope you would know this, that indeed the ROM hack listed is not Super Mario Star Road. It is a very old ROM hack, the creator is not really that popular. He released another one recently, I think last year, and it was basically on the same level of 2013-ish ROM hacks. So indeed, we're not talking about Super Mario Star Road here. Let's see if it's the case in the third question. Nope. Fares242 is one of the earliest notable ROM hack creators. What are his hacks most known about? Among the first ones to have
Yes.
fixed warps, gimmick Kaizo levels, huge but empty levels, or use music specifically composed for those ROM hacks.
Thankfully, I do know this one. Back in the day, I actually played Power Star Journey, so I know this one by heart. Even if
Oh
I didn't
boy.
know it's players who made it, but it's definitely huge but empty levels.
Yep, huge but empty levels, that's the answer indeed.
4 times extended boundaries is a mistake. Don't at me.
Absolutely, yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, Start Attack Rebooted is one of the best ROM hacks out there, and the levels are mostly vanilla sized. Coincidence?
I don't think it's a coincidence, personally.
And then we have Fares hacks. More things could be said about him, but maybe in another installment of Millionaire. And yes, comment I was on some shit writing this. It's kind of mandatory at this point. Anyway, for the fourth question. Mario's Nightmare 64 makes the game more challenging in a peculiar way. How does it achieve that? Does it remove the wife count? Does it remove invincibility frames? Does it use very loud music ports? Or forces Jabo to be used for graphics and audio plugins?
Ooh, I'm actually not confident about this one.
Well, let's try to think about it. Which of these would
yeah,
make a bigger challenge? And which of these wouldn't make a challenge, really? Like, what does remove the wife count mean? For example.
Yeah, remove life count would definitely not be more challenging.
I would assume that corresponds to infinite wives.
Yeah, using very loud music ports is tempting. Very tempting, but I don't think it's right. And forces Jabo, that's just not right. I've played Mario's Nightmare, not Jabo, so I should know. But I still kind of think it's very loud music ports. I'm kind of scared about this one,
To be honest,
honestly.
okay, let's think about this a different way. It makes the game more challenging in a peculiar way, but I think that implies it's kind of strange and weird, and very loud music ports. I would argue there are a lot of battle hacks out there that use very loud music ports. Do you think that would fit under this question, if that's the case?
Well, moving invincibility frames, this is peculiar. I don't feel like I remember that from when I played it a little bit, but
But also, some people might still say it's a Kaiser roll hack. I think not everyone nowadays, but I think it used to be a Kaiser roll hack.
Yeah, it's definitely. I call it a nightmare. Okay, I'm gonna go with remove invincibility frames. I can't use my lifelines this early.
Alright, it seems that this was pretty shaky, and I kind of have to take note of it. Maybe, yup, indeed, the fact that other home hacks also use very loud music ports was not enough, but
okay,
yes.
Phew, thank God.
Nightmare removes invincibility frames. It's very noticeable if you go near a chain jump and just get mowed, basically.
What a strange decision.
Absolutely, and it wasn't one that was replicated many times, certainly not at the time. Yep, the fifth question. What will you hold in control while using the eraser tool in SketchUp? That's a modeling software for everyone in the chat who doesn't know. Help achieve. Will it help achieve world peace, console compatibility, smooth shading, or S tier rated ROM hacks?
Well, this was definitely the meminess that I might have expecting from Maryland music ports, which there's a small story behind it. I used to think smooth shading was bad, but that was because I just smooth shaded the entire thing in Blender, hard edges, and I thought it was ugly because it was, but there's actually a post on my Twitter about I subdivided the hub from the game a million times. It looked very nice. I like to think that they go very well in the PC port community, but I will have to agree that smooth shading is indeed what happens when you hold control while using the eraser tool.
Pretty weird that it isn't world peace, because I have to say you've got into quite a few arguments about this. I would argue myself.
A little bit of a stretch for arguments.
Maybe a little bit of a stretch. Okay, just a little bit enough to be not the correct answer.
A little bit.
But you breeze through those, most of them, and that gives you $1,000 fake dollars for sure. Moving on.
$1,000 fake dollars.
With the idea of winning even more fake dollars. 2,000 to be exact. With this question: who is the main maintainer of Pyro Launcher? Falco Buster?
Am I in here?
Simple Flips? Victor Raker or Wise Guy?
Ooh. I know Wise Guys contributed at least one thing to it. I don't. I'm not exactly sure what, but I know Victoria Core is not the answer. Victoria Core is definitely really busy with Minecraft and his other stuff. Simple Flips,
The
he's
famous ROM hacker.
yeah, the famous ROM hacker, Simple Flips. He definitely I don't know what exactly he himself contributed to ROMhacking.com. I know he's the project lead. I don't know if he's I don't know if he like did something else other than that, but I know the answer is Falco Buster for the main maintainer fellow launcher. I've made a couple pull requests even to the GitLab, so I know that. So yeah, Falco Buster.
Yep. Okay. Taking this as the final answer, Pyro Launcher is indeed a very quickly and efficiently maintained tool with many updates and many score bugs over
Yes.
time. Indeed, Waz guy might have contributed. Simple Flips is a big streamer and he also like took the idea and I think also did
Uses
the
it.
funding for RHDC. But that doesn't necessarily have to do with Pyro Launcher. In the first
An
days it definitely
advertiser,
didn't.
perhaps?
Maybe. But we can leave the details for some other time, because Falco Buster ultimately is the guy behind Parallel Launcher mainly.
Alright.
For the next question, we are going to the lens of Starvenge X Discord Star Adventure, and we are wondering, what oddity is there during the Among Us Star emote in there? Is it that the quicksand and save ground are swapped in that place? The collectible star there is not real. Among Us drip is played. Or a custom HUD element is added.
I haven't seen any of Discord Star Adventure, so
That's a shame. It was hot for a good week or so, the usual hack cycle, to be honest.
I'm tempted to ask audience, but I don't even know if the audience knows, and that's pretty new. But
Again, I think I have to go the opposite way that Mint went, or Wintergreen in the previous round. The audience does mess up pretty hard sometimes, but also it knows what it's talking about in most of the usages of the Wi-Fi.
yeah,
It can go either way. It is up to you to trust them or not. You do have the three Wi-Fis, so not just the audience.
yeah, this is definitely something I would not expect to be unanimous, but I'm fine with that. So
Alright then.
I feel like that might give it a little more credibility. So I think I will go with the audience. I do not expect it to be unanimous.
Alright,
But that's fine.
taking this as the audience for the final answer right now. Let us start the Wi-Fi. Alright guys, the Millionaire bot disconnected 5 times in a row, that's pretty great, so let me open it again. Poggers if you will. Meanwhile, you in the chat, get ready to answer the question for which Pyro has summoned your help. What oddity is there during the Among Us Star remote in Starvenge X? Vote A, B, C or D again, after I type start. Right now. Here goes.
Alright, I think something that might have hurt K's was, I don't know if he actually did this or not with what you said, but if he did say, if he said like I was leaning on X answer, that might have helped the unanimous answer be wrong. So I haven't said anything.
Yep.
So hopefully that makes my odds a little better.
Sometimes it does sway the vote. There's a lot of things into play in what the audience could answer, but I think you played it well indeed by not giving up your logic. You will be able to after this set of results. They decided to be unanimous anyway, and the results are these. 9 votes for A, that's it. So, do you think the audience knows this? Or do you think they decided to, well, did they throw you? Did they not know? You didn't influence them? Did they influence themselves?
I do think that they would know. I'm interested in what that means in the quicksand and safegrounder swaps. I don't know how hard Starvenge X is. But I will have to go with the audience and say quicksand and safeground are swapped.
Well, final answer? Going for this?
Yeah, final answer. I don't have any other leads, pretty much.
Alright, with the audience lead, have we swapped the quicksand and the save ground? And first, what does this mean? Well, Starvenge X is based on a premise that was quite the meme. It was used in a couple other wrong hacks by the name of Emote Challenge. 1 and 2, I think, exist. Which were also based on the Ouija hat, which was in Starvenge 1 and its remakes, where you collect red coins around the, well, Ouija looking emote with black outlines and everything else that is not black. Similar is the premise for Star Revenge X, so the save ground is usually those outlines, usually black, sometimes white, and so on. And most of the other places are quicksand. For the Among Us emote, bro, you decided to do a funny, and that is indeed to swap the save ground and the quicksand,
Thank you.
making about the 90% of the level save ground, but you wouldn't guess it if you didn't try.
Gotcha.
So thanks the audience for passing through this question. Question number 8 for $8,000. In Star Revenge 2.5 Remnant of Doom, there are secret signs that give information about bonus content of what type? Is it extra parkour challenges? A level hidden behind a specific warp? Individual music credits? Or dev commentary in a password-locked zip file?
Hey, I do not remember there being any dev commentary in a password lock zip file. I know there's one in at least one Broden hack. I do not think it is 2.5 though. Individual Legion credits would be pretty lame, but I'm very not sure about level hidden behind a specific warp or extra parkour challenges. This one's definitely throwing me for a loop. I kind of don't want to think it's extra parkour challenges. It really doesn't normally do that. But I think I might call a friend on this one.
Alright. So despite the gut feeling, phone a friend do I find?
Yeah.
Do you have anyone in mind?
I mean, unless if someone says me in SRM chat, no.
Okay, I'm gonna observe the chat. Please don't do it in Discord, guys, and let's see what we have. I can answer it. Pluto is opting to get in, and Pluto is our third contestant if you have time for that. If not, then yeah, something else will have to happen. But yeah, would you take Pluto as your Wi-Fi?
Yes, I would absolutely take Pluto.
Alright, Pluto, it's time to join the voice chat. Right, in general, we don't even need to move you.
I think I actually played a little bit of SR 2.5 with Pluto. We did a small thing at one point where we like yo. Didn't we play a little bit of SR 2.5 in SM64 net?
Yes, we did. That was a while.
Okay, hold on. You can gossip about that within the live one, if you want to spend your valuable 30 seconds like that.
Okay, yeah.
But
Pluto,
before
what
talking
do you think this is?
officially, hold on. Okay, yeah, are you going to read the question or the answers? I don't know, Pluto was probably watching the stream. In any case, if you tell me you're ready, I will press the button and then 30 seconds will be yours. Are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay, here goes.
Pluto, what's up?
Hi.
So, 2.5, the signs hidden about parkour, level hidden, music credits, or dev commentary.
It is B, an answer hidden behind a specific warp. In every main stage, there's a sign. It's like one word, and the full message is like you stand on a sign in the overworld with like I think it's like the third or fourth act active, and that takes you to.
Oh, is that the funny secret ending?
It's forbidden % on SRCom, but yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, it's B then.
Alright, thank you very much, Pluto.
I remember the funny hidden level. Yeah.
Now, if there's any extra gossip, you can go ahead, but please nothing that details the question anymore. Just here or something.
But it's definitely B.
Alright.
I do remember the forbidden percent in SR 2.5 existing, so.
Alright.
Yes.
I guess it took this much to refresh the memory. Final answer though?
Yeah.
Final answer. Alright. Yup, well, Pluto explained it. The category ends up being forbidden % on SRCom. The level is forbidden zone, I think. In the game, you don't really need it for anything, but it is a specific different ending. And all the other details were just correct. Yep.
Alright.
One word signs detailing how to stand on the specific warp on the overworld sign. That gives you $8,000. Can you double them towards $16,000? Which run is supposed to be next on the schedule for SSRM2022? You are not allowed to look at the schedule, by the way.
I know.
Do you remember if it's Super Mario 74, SM64 Shining Stars, Lost Lunatic Trials, or Last Impact?
Okay, trying to visualize this.
For the guys in chat,
I remember like me setting my Okay, I know Digitala's next, and Digitala was
that's a strong lead.
I'm fairly confident that I can't use my lifelines 3 questions, bro. That'd just be bad if I use my lifelines 3 questions. So I'm not doing that.
Well, there's always a double edge. If you use the Wi-Fi, you might be more sure. If you don't, you might
Yeah.
go out without using it, but you might need it later.
As we all know, 1/4 is greater than 1/2 because of the 4 at the bottom.
Amazing math.
So I'm not going to use a 50 out of 50. 50.
And what would Tower run up next after this run?
I'm fairly confident DJ Tallow was in the last Impact gang.
Alright, is this your final answer?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it can't be some of the others, so...
Alright. Disclaimer for the people in the chat. This question was written by Aguap. I did not think of this question. I would not make such a question. Aguap is just very good with the emergency questions, and sometimes I take them. So
Yeah,
no, this is not the mandatory last impact question of the set, as pointed out by me. This for current and future reference. With that being said, indeed DJ Tower will run up next. And the wrong hack run will be last impact, 130 star.
Okay.
Alright, very good logic, Pyro, and very good memory even. For $32,000, in Tribal Tropics, you have to kill a sequence of 4 enemies of what kind without touching the ground to get a star? Is it 4 enemies which are Scuttlebugs, Goombas, Piranha Plants, or Moneybags?
Alright, Moneybags would be jank as hell. So I'm really hopeful it's not that. But I do want to say that I'm pretty confident it's Piranha Plants. So I'm gonna go for Piranha Plants.
That would indeed be a quick one if this is your final answer.
Yes. Hopefully it's not the final answer.
Alright, hopefully indeed. This is for your $32,000 safe and sound after all. Tribal Tropics, Mario Jam's competition run hack by Aguap. So it will have custom content by default. He could have modified the money bags. He could have made them always visible or always in place or something. But why do that when Piranha Plants are already like that? And they respawn. Which makes for a correct answer over here. Going
money
into the...
bags would definitely lag.
Yep. That too, actually. And I think the wrong hack is console compatible. So for $64,000, an enemy based on which Pokemon appears in Sunset Island, aka Course 3 of Last Impact. Now this question is mine and about Last Impact.
Okay.
Is it based on Beedrill, Zubat, Voltorb, or Krabby?
No, I think I actually saw the stream where I watched some of K-Street's streams back in the day. I feel like maybe it was in a YouTube video, but it was definitely based on Krabby, from the Krusty Krab.
From the Krusty Krab. Yes, I don't know if this is Pokemon, so...
Yeah, no, it's from the Krusty Krab.
Okay.
But yeah, final answer, Krabby. I saw that video.
God freaking damn.
Whatever it was.
Gotta say, this might be kind of easy if you just remember having seen Last Impact, and maybe this would be more of a challenge question for people who have not seen Last Impact. I have to say I've heard others say it could be Zubat or Voltorb, because they seem like enemies from Mario 64 which could be easily textured to look like those stuff. But no, Kaze just decided to make Krabbies, and for some reason they're invisible. It's pretty annoying, but oh well, this is what it is.
I do... Well, for one thing, Sunset Eyelid does kind of make it imply beach. Voltorb would be kind of a meme. Zubat, I know that there isn't the only inside area is the clam coin shell. Conch shell that was always underwater, so it really makes sense.
Yeah, and even then there's Krabbies and not Zubats. And then Beedrill, yeah, the bees are in Star World. We just leave them there. Yep, indeed, beach level is good logic. That's what I made this question around, actually. So good that you caught that also. For $125,000 though, which SM64 competition ROM hack is rated the highest out of competition ROM hacks on romhacking.com. Number 1 if you only count hacks submitted to hacking competitions. Is the number 1 Lucy's Levitation, Neon Genesis Evitalion,
also good. Mario
vs WarioWare, nice typo, but it is supposed to say Mario. This will not change the answer. And Celestial 64. Which of these is the highest rated? Again, spelling notwithstanding. Assume the spelling is correct, please.
Thank God MVC wasn't here, because I would have probably picked MVC, Mario's Vacation Course. But I do know that everyone loves a little bit of.
Chat is having heated opinions about this, not that it's relevant.
there's a typo in this one, which kind of makes me scared, but I'm fairly confident. It's Mario versus Wario, where
Yup, Maro. Is that your final answer confidently?
that's my final answer. I gotta say my 50-50.
Alright, we are going for the risky place and the 50-50. Kaze style, I'll say. Alright, Mario vs. WarioWare. Indeed, I have to say, those four end up, if you sort by rating, they end up as the first four competition ROM hacks
They do?
in the
Oh.
list. So Mario's Vacation Course somehow is not even in the top 4. Maybe top 5,
Maybe
but
not
I didn't check.
Scott allowed.
Pretty shameful, but that's on the RHDC voters. And the RHDC voters have decided that the number 1 of all competitions is Mario vs. WarioWare.
Okay.
That's entirely
Thank
correct.
God.
Yep.
And
Keep
thankfully
in
the
mind.
typo threw me off.
Yep. I did mention the typo is not intentional because, yep, that just happened.
These are all very nice decomp packs.
Absolutely.
Celestial
You should
64 is
probably
even at 60
go check out
FPS.
all of them.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Alright. For a quarter of a million at question number 13. Which boss from Ocarina of Time does not represent the corresponding boss in the SM64 ROM hack of the same name?
Oh, I know this one.
Is the mismatch between Bariande and Amp, Morpha Manpare, Twin Rover Koopa, or Bongo Bongo Womp? Which of these first names from Ocarina of Time is not represented, but these entities from SM64 in the 64 version?
Okay, Unruffle Koopa does not make sense, but I'm not confident. Okay, well, I'm using the 50-50 on this one.
Yep, maybe
I've
it is
not gone
time.
far enough in that game. Yeah.
Let's see what the 50-50 decides. I will not prolong it because that might involve the RNG, so let's just skip to the chase. And you're left with the Amp boss choice and the Womp boss choice. What do you have to say about those two?
I could really go either way.
At least it's 1 versus 2, or 1 over 2 should I say. Which you did say earlier is worse than 1 over 4. I don't know, maybe it's time to
Yeah, that's
reconsider the
true.
math here.
It might be worse than 104 right now. But it did get rid of a question answer I was going to pick, so I guess I'm glad-ish.
I'm glad too,
But-
to be honest. I'm probably not supposed to be as the host, but on the other hand, I've been prolonging 50-50s for so long, and then we get those 50-50s. Chat knows what I'm talking about, so... Anyway.
Does not represent the corresponding boss. And SM64 So, okay, just to clarify, the SM64 hack is Kaze's Ocarina of Time,
Ocarina
right?
of Time, yes.
Okay, not
That's what
like,
the question
I was hoping it was
entails.
like Mario of Time or something.
No.
Um,
SM64 crossed with Ocarina of Time. Or whatever the correct thing in the middle was.
I wanna say it's like Bongo Bongo. I feel like that would be like a thwomp.
Hmm.
But
Do you
the
trust your gut this time?
Bongo, but I don't know what Bongo Bongo even looks like, honestly.
That's true. I think at least you know what a Womp looks like. Actually, it's always a
yeah,
trick
I
question,
know what
but...
a Womp looks like.
Mhm. I don't even know if it helps, to be honest, but... Well,
Yeah, Baronada being an amp. Would K's use an amp? Is that a K's thing to use an amp? I don't know. Does not represent the corresponding boss in the... Not represent... Okay, which boss from Ocarina of Time does not represent the corresponding boss?
in SM64 / Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it's just...
Okay,
I'm
yep.
scared. I'm gonna go with Bongo Bongo.
Alright, Bongo Bongo. Yep, I've got a note from Xenon that the name of the other boss to the left, the Ocarina of Time boss, might be a little bit misspelled, but I think once again it doesn't really play a role in this question.
Yeah,
At least
I don't think...
it's not the intention to count on a typo, yet again. Would be weird, but in any case. Yep, we've got some indications also from the chat, and I think you also mentioned it once. What if this boss is represented by a Thwomp, the blue guy, instead of Womp, the grey guy? That would be a common mistake, so... Yep, it would make sense for it to be the correct answer.
Give it to me, give it to me.
Well, this answer is correct yet again.
Thank God.
Yep. With the 50-50, you've made it through this thorny question, making it to the $500,000 two questions until the end. Mario aimlessly drives a car around the city 64. He has one non-original song composition. That composition contains motifs of Mario pissing over the base of a level track from what game?
Oh, dude.
Is it
That was the
Super Mario
only song I
64,
played.
Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, or Super Mario Odyssey?
That was the only goddamn song I played during my playthrough of that hack. And I'm pretty sure I was a judge of that competition. Yeah, I was definitely a judge of that competition.
Oh, damn it.
It's the Metro Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey, a classic beginner rip.
Hmm.
That was just ripped directly and put into there, and that's how much care and love Calquac put into it. I'm kidding, but
Calquac Roncax.
I think he might agree with.
So
the
your
care
trust
love
and
part
friendship with
ish.
Calquac leads you to this answer confidently, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I'm sacrificing my friendship with Calquac for this answer. I
Alright.
love you, Calquac.
Friendship on the line with Calquac for making half a shit post hack after the Super Mario Galaxy 2 we discussed earlier. So we did see in the chat Cheesepin saying Super Mario Galaxy 2, right? But that was not an answer. So then he assumed, wait, it has to be Sunshine. Is it Film Plaza? Question mark. Is it?
No.
Well, in the
It's-
weaker manslaughter, we had this really chill song indeed, over
It's
which we had
Metro
Mario
Pissing.
pissing with some lyrics. And it is indeed Metro pissing.
Alright.
So that makes you our contestant for today. Maybe the only one, I don't know, we're running out of time, but in any case, you will not be robbed.
$1 million.
From the final question for 1 million fake doors. Let us review it now.
Okay.
For 1 million doors. Which of the following is an ingredient in the Mario oatmeal in Super Mario 64 Land, which is
shit.
located in 3-1 kitchen, most prominently? Is the ingredient
Okay.
listed there carrot, fire flower, bowberry, or double cherry? Oh, Tao is
Mario
getting
oatmeal.
out. Oh well.
Kitchen.
I guess we have time.
Okay, if we're out of time. I'm fairly confident it's the bullberry.
Fairly confident. Is that all you have to say on this question? Are we going in?
That's all I gotta say on it. That's
Alright.
all.
Since it's the $1 million question, I will ask again, straight up, like, no decoration. Is this your final answer for this
This is my
playthrough?
final answer. Bullberry.
Bowberry, answer C, the final answer, walking in for this playthrough. So, yup, Mario Oatmeal, pretty peculiar event. I mean, it's just a few boxes which are kind of in a domino shape. They're kind of used as the platforms on the level, just before a jelly you bounce on to
definitely a
get on
meme.
the microwave. Big meme indeed. Quite the ingredients in this oatmeal indeed. They do fit the Mario ingredients. Of course, there's oatmeal. There's a couple other power-ups.
Carrot would be awful in oatmeal.
Carrot would be awful in oatmeal, but to be honest, how do you imagine the tastes of the other 3 power-ups listed over here? Would you put cherry in your oatmeal?
I mean, a bullberry probably tastes good for like 1 second, but then you become Super Mario Galaxy 2, which would be a bad fate.
You become the whole game of Galaxy 2, I see.
Yeah.
Yep, I wouldn't want to become that, to be honest.
Yeah, so...
Doesn't mean it
Wait
isn't a
on
lucky
me.
ingredient that cannot be in. Double cherry, to be honest, that might go into oatmeal. And then fire flower. I mean, you will not become Galaxy 2, but you will become fire-breathing monster.
Which was in Galaxy 2, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Well,
But lay it on me, Big Mushy.
well, the final hammer, the final answer. What Kaze decided to turn you into from this Mario oatmeal, if we believe the ingredients, is a fire-breathing monster. I'm really sorry, Pyro. Just short, just the other Super Mario Galaxy 2 answer. Both very made sense, but unfortunately, it is just fire flower. This is the facts. That's what Kaze decided to do. His ghost hounds from the grave on those 15 questions for the $1 million. You still made it out with 32,000 fake dollars, and you did see all the questions in your set.
I did see all the questions, but damn.
So, I hope this was an epic journey, despite the very ending.
It was very epic.
Yep.
Thank you, Mushy.
Now,
luck,
what would you do with those
Tala.
$32,000?
Oh, this is definitely me bribing K's to work on Star Road Beach B comp.
Oh goddammit, that's a very good goal. Let's see this happen in the future. And in the meantime, we can all play Star Road Retoot if you haven't played it. It might not be on DCOM, but it's good enough for what it is right now. Alright.
I don't have anything else funny to say. But GG, Tala,
GG indeed,
GG
Pyro as
Agla,
well. Mhm.
and good game, Calquack.
Especially Cowquack. Shoutouts to Cowquack for
Thank
producing
you.
ROM hacks.
Yes.
Let he produce many more memes in the future. Okay, for the third contestant, we would have Futo, but we are a lot above estimate, I think. Oh no, we are very above estimate. But can we squeeze
Oh,
in a third
really? Shit.
contestant, or is Tower ready? That's the million
Pretty sure
dollar
Tala is
question
ready.
of the thingy. I think that
Sorry if I
maybe we
took too
could
long.
shove it at the end and someone else could host, or we could shove it in an unscheduled haul. Like we could move it until later if it doesn't happen right now. But yep, it
I
depends
guess
on
we
the
just
next
didn't
runner.
expect
The rounds
me
to
and
go
him to
well.
get to the same
Well,
question. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I should have given a bigger estimate. This is actually quite a tight estimate for 3 people. But anyway. Well,
Adios. Goodbye.
goodbye, Pyro. Okay. Okay. Shall we hear it for Pluto in the chat or Tawa? Or shall we get an override saying that we need to go ahead with the next run? Estimates are hard for Millionaire. Yeah, but Millionaire is also flexible because each contestant can take a different time slot if needed. Who would like to go right now? Mui has muted me, so I don't know. We are 15 minutes over already. Seems so. Well, I'm staying here until I'm told what to do. Let's actually play the music in the meantime. It's hard to tell though if the people don't communicate. I think the one with the most weight in this is Tower because his turn is next of Fast Impact as we found out in the Pyro questions. So would it be good to stall more for time? Would it be good to screw up the estimate even more? What do I do? Yeah, let's see. We have one scheduled on Monday morning for me. Oh, that's a noof time for USA time zones, but whew. Do know. SV2 SS0 will go way underestimate. Yeah, someone else might need to host that one, but it doesn't matter if everything stays intact. Tao said no rush, but that was about 20 minutes ago, to be honest. Tao is fine, go, go, go. Okay, Pluto, get in here. It's time for a round in the voice chat. No Wi-Fi's anymore. It's contestant time. Your fat estimate? Nope, it was a very fatly played round. Pretty well. I hear Pluto in here. Okay.
Yes.
Let us
I have
introduce.
close.
Yep. This gamer
Oh,
girl.
excuse me.
What's up?
Hello. What's up?
Yep. What are you good in Mario 64 ROM hacks? Why are you here other than your, well, endless amount of knowledge and willingness to win a lot of fake money?
Yes, I plan to win fake money.
Alright, what are you doing nowadays?
I, well, it's summer, so there's no school for now, so I'm mostly playing Kaizo, playing speedruns, enjoying SRM because it's actually been really fun.
4 firsties, that's my PB. XD. Yep, huge indeed. Alright, Mario Inc. I hear. I hope that gives you enough to get through the 15 questions over here. This one might be a little bit more special than the other two, guys. It might not only be about Mario Inc. And since I didn't hear you say confidently that you only do Mario necessarily, hopefully it plays out well. Shall we find out?
I am mostly a Mario person. I hope I don't get destroyed.
Hopefully this has been tailored correctly. If you don't watch the stream, feel free to hop in. And if you do, it's time for your question number 1. What type of object is present in Gelato Beach in Super Mario The Lost Dreams, but not the Gelato Beach in Super Mario Sunshine? Is it coins, water, rocket nozzles, or stars?
This is a very good question. Well, everyone knows that Mario Sunshine does not have stars, it has shines, so I would assume that it's that one.
Oh damn, the plot twist. Shall we go in?
Yeah.
Let's go in. Indeed, Super Mario Sunshine definitely has shines and no stars inside. Kinda weird, to be honest, that Lost Dreams didn't introduce rocket nozzles for this one level. Nah, this would be overkill. Yep. Water maybe. Oh, come on, Xenon. Okay, for $200, music from a game, or games should I say, of what type can be heard the most often throughout Star Revenge 8? Is it platformer type of games, bullet hell, gacha, or Bowser's Dark Crave?
Now, if we want to be technical, the Toho series has I think there's technically a platformer in there. Maybe so.
God damn
No, I
it.
don't think there is.
I am indeed
But
getting Vietnam flashbacks because Naro did present a few of those on the Fan Game Marathon. This was
And
made
there's
before that, I have to say.
also gacha games, but I think it's supposed to be bullet hell.
Yeah, especially the most often.
Yeah,
Or
it's
if you would
not
be able to
solid.
tell me how many of the Toho games are bullet hells versus platformers. Or
Uh,
Genshin Impact.
That would. It's a
In
hard
any
question.
case, yep. Usually they're bullet hells whenever they're not platformers. I don't know if the platformers are spin-offs or fan games or they just are, but yep.
Another fan games that are platform. I don't think there's an official one that's a platformer, but I think 17.5 is close.
Hmm, that's good to know. Gotta keep tabs on the Tohos. There are almost as many as the Star Avengers, to be honest.
There's a new one coming out, 18.5.
God damn it. Prolific Wife series. Game series, I mean. Yeah, Toho is not Wife just yet. Pretty sad. For $300, in Walks the Delightful Dioramas, the bullies look like pills. Those pills can be seen in which of these games? Is it baseball, tennis, volleyball, or Dr. Mario?
Well, depends on if they're steroid pills, but presumably it's Dr. Mario, right?
A doctor game with pills?
Yeah.
Yep, pretty good logic. I do have to disclaim that all other three are also Nintendo games, I think NES games, so it's not just, hey, he got sports games just to make the meme question. I mean, they are sports games, but they are also Nintendo games to be played. But Dr. Mario is indeed kind of like Tetris with pills, and Wok decided to make reference to that in dioramas. For $500, for the last 6 stars, which were introduced in the latest update stars, in Star Revenge 6.25, you have to navigate a flipped and harder version of Toursome Trouble in that wrong. In Mario Kart Tour, what does the R/T, my English, about track stand for?
Okay,
Does
well,
RT mean Red Mat Suknant, Rainbow TikTok, Reverse Tricky, or Remnant Treasure?
Okay, well, I feel like Mario Kart Tour does not know who Redman or Sukanento are.
That's a big shame. Should we teach them?
I think that Remnant and Treasure is a little too edgy for a kart game, and I don't think that that game is cool enough to have a Mario 64 reference. So the process of elimination means it's reverse tricky.
Well, I have to say, I think there's DS TikTok walk as a track. Not just kidding, it's reverse tricky. I mean, it might be a track there, but it doesn't change the answer to this question. Yep, there's reverse and tricky modifiers which can go together in Mario Kart Tour, and Brodude decided to play with that in 6.25. Shoutouts. For $1,000 at your first safety sum, which fast food chain is under attack in the first course of Cats Stuck in the Toilet 64? Is it McDonald's, IKEA, Amazon, or Home Depot?
Well, two of these do not serve food. Well, Amazon does serve food now, but it's groceries. That's not very quick.
Oh, damn it.
Home Depot is only for wood eaters. IKEA is
Would
for
you say this is
meatballs.
not valid fast food?
No, well, it's food, but it's not fast.
I guess that's true. The chewing takes a lot of time. What if there's like splinters or it gets stuck on your teeth? You might need to go to the hospital. Fair enough.
McDonald's is pretty quick, though. I think that's the answer.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
Alright. Yep, that is indeed the answer. I think there's a meme about the famous IKEA meatballs, Amazon groceries, but yes, indeed, McDonald's got in the middle of a world war in Cats Stuck in the Toilet 64, and it was attacked by Burger Kong, funnily enough.
Ah, yes.
Yep. Alright, we are past the first 5 questions. Are you ready for something even more trickier?
Maybe not, but think about it this way. If I win, it's like hype because I win. If I lose, it's hype because it's not as overestimate.
Absolutely. And it's player versus game, and I think people would rather see the player win against the game. Hopefully you manage. With that being said, moving on for $2,000. The game over screen in which of these games is the most similar to the one seen in another Mario adventure and another boss battle test? Is it Super Mario World, I Wanna Be the Guy, Super Meat Boy, or Donkey Kong 64?
Wow. The game over screen in which of these games is most similar to the ones in another Mario Adventure or another boss battle test. I'm guessing you're not. I'm guessing you're referring to like not just like dying generically, because I'm pretty sure these hacks have infinite lives. I'm pretty sure you're referring to specific moments when you die. So I think this is supposed to be I want to be the guy because like the press L to reset thing and like the DuckTales reference. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
We are talking about game over screens. Is that logic enough for you to walk in the answer?
Uh, I'm a little nervous that I will immediately get this wrong, but here I'll go with it.
It all depends on your strategy. Okay, going with it. I want to be the guy. Okay, so yeah, talking about I want to be the guy. They measure deaths over there because they are pretty bloody difficult most of the fan games. They don't measure wives, so it's not like the game over represents the same thing as Mario 64 necessarily. But
Yeah.
they do have a screen for the deaths after which you need to reset. Such is the case for Mario World, such is the case for Donkey Kong 64, I think, and those do have wives even. Super Meat Boy, I have to review, actually, the game just puts you back in the level, there isn't even a proper screen. But the screens in I Wanna Be the Guy indeed show game over. Press, I think it was L to restart or Q, I don't know, something. Press a button to restart, which is also the case in the Agua Pro hacks. He did make a reference to that. So, next question. Which of these is a beta object, unused in vanilla but introduced functionally in several ROM hacks? Is that object Grindo, Bwark, Kurumame, I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly, I'm sorry, or Moving Blue Coin?
Well, first of all, beta, but second of all,
Yeah,
three
first
these
of all,
three of these are used. Grindles are used in, or Grindles, whatever it is, are used in SSL. Kuromames or Kuromames or whatever you call them are used in all
That's
sorts of levels. And moving blue coins are on the slide, so the only one should be the Blarg, which is a beta object that does have functionality in some ROM hacks.
Alright, going in, final answer?
Yep.
Okay, chat exploding over this being a beta question because first off, yes. And second off, Captain Bowser making a comment saying, what the hell is a grindo? Would you mind explaining again?
A grindle is the little mummified cylinders that go. That's the noise they make.
I think it's either that or it's the other guys which, the cubic guys which stomp the ground up and down. But yeah, with that I kind of revealed they are used in vanilla. The Blarks though weren't until they were introduced functionally. Because, well, beta object didn't actually work out of the box. For $8,000. Oh, I see treasure vault. And in its core 7, it's a direct reference by level layout and by music to which world in Super Monkey Ball 2? Is that the level in Super Monkey Ball 2 called Volcanic Magma, Under the Ocean, Bubbly Washing Machine, or Clock Tower Factory?
Okay, I believe it's bubbly washing machine. If this is a trick question, I've never played Monkey Ball, so I'll just lose to it. But I remember checking the wiki, and I'm pretty sure it's bubbly washing machine.
Yeah, clearly Pluto can screw this one up because treasure vault. Yup, and I would be disappointed if you did screw it up with this one. Bubbly Washing Machine. Well, do you remember how the level is called, at least?
Bubbly laundry.
I think this speaks for itself. That
Yep.
is indeed the reference level, and the music is called after the level in Super Monkey Ball 2, so... Yep, and it is the same music playing that also plays in the Monkey Ball 2 world. So that makes for $8,000. Can you snatch the 16,000 with this question? In a few Star Adventure ROM hacks, the credits point towards Illuminati logos. Which film does the music playing during those credits come from? Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Mortal Kombat, or The X-Files?
Okay, so this is like some old school YouTube stuff, I feel. It's like this hasn't been like a relevant meme in ages.
That's
The
true,
only
I think
reason I
even
know-
Broadview dropped it nowadays, but oh well,
Yeah.
at some point he used it.
The only reason I know the answer to this is because I watch Peanut Butter Gamer, and I think he had a series called the G Files. I think he used the same song, and that's how I found out that the song was from the X Files. So that should be the correct answer.
Alright then. Yep, this is indeed quite the question, because not only old YouTube, but all of these are 90s films or I think even series. All of them. I don't know. I checked yesterday, but I forgot already. Wilder is right that calling this a film might be a little bit of a stretch, but in any case, the Illuminati music is the popular music from the X-Files. That's true. And they did make it into Mario 64 for some reason. Shoutouts to the Illuminati. For $32,000. I'm running a personal prediction on this, but anyway. Outside in Celeste is the chapter in which Balduin first appears. What gimmick appears for the first time there? Springs? Angry Box? Dream Box? Or Bumpers? And for the people in the chat, you can guess how this is connected to Super Mario 64, because it is. The question isn't immediately about it.
I'm guessing it's like Celestio or like something. That's the or like that one level in SSR6.25. But this is an easy process of elimination, I think. Springs are in Chapter 1. Angry Blocks are in Chapter 6. Bumpers are also in Chapter 6. So that leaves the Dream Blocks, which are the things that you like dash through and they like, push you to the block. They're pretty cool. One of my favorite gimmicks in that game.
And it would be in outside?
What do you say?
Those would be in outside then by that process of elimination?
Yeah, those are from Old Site.
So that makes your final answer, I assume?
Wait, let me just make sure. It
Alright.
is called Old Site, right? Yeah, it is called Old Site. Okay, yeah, it's the Dream Blocks. Okay.
Alright. Yep. You did say it, although very quickly and passing by. There is Celestial 64, but that one represented Chapter 1. I don't even remember if it had springs, pretty unfortunate. The level is 6.25 though, it is outside, it is a 2D level, and Mario cannot dash into that one. But there are a bunch of Dream Blocks. And those just earned you 32,000 fake dollars.
Yay!
What is your favorite chapter in the game, by the way? Celeste, that
What's
is?
my favorite chapter in the game? So confession is that I've actually never played Chapter 9 because I've just been CBAing on it forever. But out of the main chapters, the one that was my favorite, either 4 or 5, I think.
That's interesting. That's basically the big gameplay versus the big story. Actually, 6 has more story, but anyway. Yeah, the 5 is where we get a lot of drama, if nothing else. Well, the Dreambox, though, they were left behind quite a lot. Not your favorite chapter, I guess. Shame, shame, shame.
Hey, I like every chapter.
That's true, and it's not a shame that you didn't go to Farewell. That's completely fair. We don't shame in Celeste. But it is almost time for harder questions. For $64,000, the boss avoidance in another boss battle test is a reference to which I Wanna Be the Guy fan game. Would that be I Wanna Be the Destination, I Wanna Stop the Simulation, I Wanna Be the Crimson, or I Wanna Run the Marathon?
You actually made this one pretty difficult by including Crimson and Dusty in this. But I remember the boss fight pretty vividly. He picks between random attacks. There's 4 different attacks, each of a different color. And as far as I know, that can only be one boss here, and that's the final boss from I Want to Be the Destination.
Well, is it used near enough times to make you confident in the answer?
Yeah, I think I'm confident enough.
Alright.
If it's like, I've played Run the Marathon, and there's nothing in that. If it's Stop the Simulation, I just don't know that, and I don't know anyone who would know that, so I have to answer Destination.
Alright, then I guess a little bit of a tricky one here, but I will take this as your final answer. So, yeah, tricky one. A lot of endgame bosses. It's kind of the same story as with the SM64 bosses. More of them are original, but then a lot of them end up being reused. Destination is one of them, seen in a lot of fan games. But in any case, the patterns are usually of the 4 coward attacks followed by a white face, which people who have played another boss battle test will remember. This describes the fight about well. This is indeed a reference to I Wanna Be the Destination. Damn, you're cruising through this. Maybe I should have made them harder. Well, let's see. Let us see how it goes. In which of these levels was Panic 2012 able to count coins, but not infinitely, in his 255 coin limit video? Was that in Worm's Fortress, Shifting Sandland, Snowman's Land, or TikTok Cock?
Okay, this one was a mistake to give me this question because I watched this video like 10 times in a row and I was just like super into Panic content. So
Oh,
I
well,
know like
fellow
that
Panic
video.
fan. Well,
Yes,
you
I
did
am
need
a
to
Panic
out me, but that
convert.
means you have an easy time, and that is?
It's TikTok clock.
Alright. Well, since you're here, could you tell us a little bit more about this story? If you're so confident.
Well, in most stages before these, there's either no infinite coin glitch, or there's an infinite coin glitch, but it's either infinitely redoable, or you can delete coin clones and not crash the game. But TikTok Clock and also Rainbow Ride, you can clone coins of Bob-ombs, but eventually they will crash the game.
Well, Let's see. Yeah, I think at this point we can confidently say your knowledge is pretty on point with this one. Alright, I think this means 3 questions remain with 3 Wi-Fis. Are you getting more confident that you can win the million at this point? Or is the pressure going to set in?
It depends if question 15 is total bullshit, but I think I can. At the very least, I got further than I expected, so I'm very excited.
Alright, let's go ahead. First off, question 13. Which of these Mario Party minigames was unused in the game's release? We've got Teetering Towers, Knockblock Tower, Same Game, and Bobsled Run.
So confession is that I've never played Mario Party, but Mario Party 1, but I have some knowledge on the game. I know that Bobsled Run is in the game. I'm pretty sure Same Game is in the game, which means I'm pretty much left between 2 options: Teetering Towers and Knock Block Tower. I feel like I've heard of something called Teetering Towers before. Knock Block Tower, I feel like I've never heard of.
Let
I
us
don't think the
clarify for a
audience-
second. You haven't played Mario Party 1,
Nope.
but which game are you talking about? Are we counting
Mario
the
Party
game or
4.
the ROM hack, perhaps? Because I'm not
yeah,
sure if
'cause
I'm
this
supposed
is-
to say this, but I think the ROM hack was called Mario Party 64, to be exact.
Yeah, that's true. And that did have a Teetering Towers minigame with the Teetering Towers. So presumably that was in the game. I mean, I was gonna answer Knock Block Tower anyway, so don't feel too bad. Yeah, I feel like it has to be that because I've definitely heard of the other 3 before in the context of Mario Party. I've never heard of Knock Block Tower, so I'm gonna go with that one.
That is your confident final answer once again?
Yeah. I don't want to use the 50-50 in case the future questions are bullshit.
Alright. Well, with this answer, again, this does say Mario Party, and maybe people will call me doing bullshit on this one, but this is not about the ROM hack per se, this is about the game itself, the N64 game. One of these games, indeed, is not reachable. And it's not Teetering Towers, and it's not Bobsled Run. Indeed, those exist in Mario Party 1 as minigames. Now, Same Game, how could you describe it?
Is it not the one where it's like you're like pounding like the panels and it's like a matching game? Like I'm pretty sure I've definitely heard of that before.
Yep, absolutely, and I think it was notorious in the ROM hack for causing problems. It's pretty RNG, Kaze couldn't play it, which I think just improved his experience because same game. And then we have Knockblock Tower. I would describe it as a game in which Mario has, I think, a hammer or some other device for knocking blocks from the side. There's, I think, regular blocks, there's swamps, I pretty much remember. There might be treasure chests also. And that game is in Mario Party 1,
Aww,
but not same
that's
game.
unfortunate.
They didn't end up using same game. And it was, I could only assume it was only for the same RNG and so on reasons, for which it was not considered the best game in Mario Party 64. Well, that unfortunately ends your contestantship. I do have the 15th question, which I do want to ask you because I want to see if it's bullshit for you or not. I'm really curious if you're going to answer it. Shall we continue anyway, really quickly?
Why not?
Alright, so we're gonna pretend this didn't happen, even though your actual play did happen. Let's actually go through the remaining 2 questions, why not? In the source game, in what sections does the track you're hearing play?
In the
First
sword?
off, what is the source game of this track?
Oh wait. Oh wait, my okay.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Do you know of the source game?
Pretty sure it's Ace Attorney, but I've never played that. It's not during an execution. It's not that one.
Well, we have the other 3 answers.
I think it's supposed to be when summarizing a case in the game, but I've never played Ace Attorney, but that's what I think it is.
Well, I'll spoil it. This is not really the case. And the source game is instead Danganronpa.
Oh,
I
it's
think it was the
Danganronpa.
second one even. Yeah. This was used as the file select of DMG64, and as we know, GMD is quite the fan of that game.
Oh,
Danganronpa fan self-reporting. But for the $1 million question, here's what I would have given you.
Oh.
What type of naval vessel is Yudachi, the boss found in map 6-4 of Azure Lane?
This
Is
is
it
very
Battleship?
tangentially a Dream Edition question.
Absolutely. Destroyer, Heavy Cruiser, or Monitor? This is made with all of my hatred towards Dream Edition.
Oh boy.
So you're
Okay, well,
welcome.
dude, what is this fucking question? This is a great question. I do love Dream Edition. I do love the song that plays in this. I don't think I'm pretty sure it's not a heavy cruiser or a monitor. I feel like it's between destroyer or battleship. I feel like
Just off of
battleship is
memory
more
or
likely.
logic?
Oh,
Is this
what's
off
my
of memory or
logic?
logic? Yeah.
Okay, well, monitor. That just does not sound correct. I mean, I guess I would be like analyzing the situation, but I doubt that's it. I doubt that's what it would be. Like map 6-4, that sounds like it would be like a late game thing. So it's like, would that really be like a monitor? Heavy cruiser could be it, but I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't seem like it's like it's the one that's like different from all these answers. The rest like one word answers, so it doesn't sound correct. And I feel like destroyer is like too like picture perfect of an answer. It's like too common. I think that just leads me to battleship.
Well, and you would have guessed incorrectly.
Oh.
This time the picture perfect
Damn.
answer, this time the bait works. It's not a Splatoon type of answer, but given how few people would probably know about this game in this detail, yeah, I think this one flies under the radar for most people. Yeah, again, Treasure World Dream Edition, the music playing in the Bowser 3 course is the map music of this level. The boss is this, yeah, as with all the bosses in the game, anthropomorphized, yeah, that's how the word is pronounced, aka humanoid battleship of this type. Yep, this is a remnant of when this was supposed to be a gimmick set of questions, which were all about not Mario, just tangentially related to Mario stuff. So this is why this was here. I
Well, I
thought
think that was
Dream
great.
Edition enjoyer like you would enjoy it, so that's why we went with that one.
I love that, and I'm happy that like I'm happy that I got as far as I did, considering like those last three questions I was not getting ever. I
You
had
did
no
have all
knowledge of
three
them.
Wi-Fi's by the time of those questions, so there is something to be said about that. Then again, maybe the audience wouldn't have helped, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the audience did not know those. I know for a fact they didn't. And what friend was I gonna call? Even if I knew that was Danganronpa music, like a GMD's not around. I don't know who I would call. And no one, I don't know anyone who's ever played Ezra Lane in their life. So it's like,
Alright. I hope this was fun to you, either way. And I think this would be where we exit the stage for tonight
it was
with
amazing.
SM64
Good luck to
Millionaire.
follow on the Master Effect run.
We had 3 great attempts today, so close to the million. Cheers for all of our contestants. And let's leave at that and get ready for some last impact in the next